Hey everybody, welcome to JTV Extra. I'm Sandra Younger, inventor of a cord knotting and design tool called the Knotty-Do-It-All. And thank you to everyone who voted for either the stacker or the braided leather bracelet with the knotted apatite beads. The stacker one, if you go on my Instagram page, you can see that it was a very popular choice. I mean, it was close though, I think. I think it was off by maybe like 23 votes, so I didn't consider that like an overwhelming like loss for the other bracelet. But someone did comment in the comments that it is a project that I will do once the deer suede lace comes back into the show again. I will do that project. If you're new here, you can ask questions, leave comments down below. You could shop at the show. We've got some fantastic like items today. Tons of like gemstone beads. We've got the pre-night. Is it pre-night? I think that's what it's called. And then just some really interesting. I mean, like these barrel shaped, like I don't know what they're called, but guys, they are so cool. And I made a really cool bracelet with that. But I will show you, you know, all the products in the product lineup. And then after that, we'll do the customer show, and then we'll get to the project. And I've got a really like cool tip that I just came up with yesterday, as a matter of fact, and you're gonna love it. But it pertains to making these bracelets, but absolutely perfectly, because I had a little tiny problem and I came up with a way to fix it. But anyway, here are the products on today's show. All right, let's see what we have today. And I tell you, we have a lot of gemstone beads, and they are so beautiful. And the first ones we have on our list here are these beautiful. I went nuts with these neon apatite. You know, the check these out. Look at these different things that I made. First of all, I made the this bracelet, and this one was to give it like a little bit of like an elegant edge and like a little rough edge. You know how you can have things like that. And the other thing that I did with them is one of the little stacker bracelets, and just look how pretty they are. And the nice thing is they're so pretty that you don't need a whole lot of them to make a huge impact. So that is one thing I like about them. I was able to make both of those bracelets and have some extra left over for maybe a necklace or something else, but beautiful. These are just like stunning. And the interesting thing, I noticed the facets, they're like, I don't know what kind of, I don't know what that faceting is called, but it's kind of like a square, maybe they call it a honeycomb facet, but very, very beautiful. And they're just as bright as they look here. And next we have the, oh my goodness, the yellow mookaite. This one was interesting because, I thought maybe I'll make a stretch bracelet with it because, it just seems so cute and cool. And I had these Buddhas from, a couple of shows ago. So I thought, it'd make a really like a cute stretch bracelet. But then I thought, you know what, I'm going to add some color to it. So I made this one. And I used like a turquoise colored thread, and I really, really like the contrast. So it just really like pepped it up. It just gave it a lot of like, just really cute. And it's got the little, fluffers on the bottom, and check it out. Very, very nice. And, actually, let's see, maybe we can like double these up. Oh, that looks really cute. I like that. Let me get my Buddha facing the right way. Are you? Okay, maybe like this. Okay, there we go. Isn't that cute? And, I just decided with this one, I was just going to be experimental because, sometimes I'm afraid to use like different colors. And I just, thought I'm just going to go for it. I might not like it, but I think there's a possibility that I will. So I ended up really, really liking it. And guys, this also has that really cool, maybe this is the honeycomb. Okay, I think this is the honeycomb. And the other one was maybe just a square facet. I need to learn more about faceting. Beautiful mookaite. And the next, oh, these are so pretty. The pre-night, this is an 8mm faceted cone. And pre-night, for some reason, is a weakness of mine. I really like it. I ended up making this bracelet with the pre-night. And look how glowy it is. So I kept the cord in the middle, like a bright color, so that way it didn't like darken the gemstone, because a lot of times when they're transparent, the color of thread that you put in really makes a huge difference. So this one came out really nice. Let's check out the faceting on this one. Oh, this one's got that square faceting as well. So look how cute that is. Beautiful. So the pre-nights are just absolutely gorgeous. And let's see, next we have, oh, the pre-night. I just wanted to give you guys a close-up. This is like a super close-up. They look really big here, but they're, let's see, what did it say? 8mm. So, I mean, right here, they look like they're like 20mm, but they're actually like an 8mm. And you can see the facets a lot better here. And the second to the last item are these stainless steel spacer beads. And these are, let me see, do I have, I know I used them for something. Well, I did make a bracelet with them. Oh yeah, here it is. I was like, where did it go? So here, I use these like on the spacer beads. I got fluff in my fingernails, guys. It's like, because I've been working with a lot of black thread, and it's just like kind of creeps up everywhere. Okay, so this one, I used the spacer beads for the outside macrame, which made, you know, stringing them on the thread a lot easier. So that's what I used on this one. And those spacer beads, they come in handy. It's the type of, you know, bead that you need to have like in your bead stash, because you never know when you are going to need, you know, these kinds of beads for just a bunch of different purposes. And then we have the waxed cord. This is the alabaster. This is the black. These are like staple, like have to have them types of thread. They're waxed, they're 2-ply, they're you can melt them. And the really nice thing about them is that they're easy. You could split them. So let's say you want a thickness that's half the size. It's really easy to split. So you just you know, you could just like twist it apart like that, and then you just pull it. And the neat thing about it, you know, it's waxed, and you know, I mean, I've had customers say, "Oh, but I don't like it; it's too waxed." But that's it's a benefit, because when you're doing things like braiding or like just like some types of macrame, you want the wax. But other times, for other techniques, you don't want so much wax, but it's easy to remove it. So the wax is good. And so a lot of times I take a cloth and just rub it down real well, and it just takes, you know, most of the wax off to where it just doesn't feel so waxy. So it's so wax is good. Most of the cords that I work with, I do tend to gravitate to the waxed, anything that's waxed, because it's easier to have it waxed and then remove the wax than it is to like wax it. Like, so if you have a cord that isn't waxed, like maybe like Eslon or, you know, some other wax, I mean, cord that's not waxed, then waxing it is, you know, it's just more work. I don't know how to explain it. But the last product, no, actually, this was supposed to be the last product. This is the second to the last, but I'm going to talk about it because I could talk about this thing forever. This is a cord knotting and design tool that I developed. It comes with a hardware kit, so you can, like, it has like pegs and clips, and you can reconfigure them, you know, depending on what you want. You can make tassels. I mean, the beautiful like moose knot right here. It holds it perfectly, measurement, tension for just like a ton of different lessons, like the braiding, the overhand knotted, the snake knot. I mean, and if you go to my website, you can go to Knotty Lessons, you know, and enter your password, and you know, you get, you know, all your lessons there. And also there are tons of like lessons, like the archived JTV Extra lessons. Most of them are on there. So if you could just go to my website, you can, if you missed a lesson or you want to refresh the lesson, you forgot how to do something, you can go back there and like check it out. But the board has some really great features. You know, it's got the rulers in both inches and centimeters. It's got the wells for like laying out patterns. These are really important because I mean, I came up with these the little like holes here because there was one time I was working on a braided pattern, and it was, and you guys know I just love using the leader needle for everything, so it just made it so much easier just to like just get the pattern, because when you're working with a pattern, you're not taking the beads off the strand. You have to like actually put them one at a time. So having these wells made it a lot easier. And and these are heavy. They're very well made. You will not be disappointed. It's so much fun. There's so many things you can do. It makes a fantastic gift. If someone gave me one of these, I would like love them forever. So if you have a jewelry maker in your life, or even if you don't, and you know you have a friend that's looking for a really fun hobby, and there's no end to like what you can make. I mean, right? I say this all the time. Right when I think, okay, I've hit the wall, I can't think of anything else. Then I come up with like so many different things. So if you don't have one, grab one, because you've heard the word FOMO, well, fear of missing out. Well, be afraid because it is so much fun. If you don't have one, you honestly need one. So anyway, guys, that is everything that is on today's show. So if let's see, if there's anything that you want, add it to your cart, and don't forget to check out. A lot of these are very limited in stock. Actually, the Neon Appetite, there are only 19, and they are like beautiful. They're so beautiful. I love them. And so grab them before they're gone. Most of them are on sale. Yeah, everything has got like at least a 15% discount today. So anyway, that is everything on today's show. I was looking and I think I missed something. Let me, guys, let me like come back over here. Where is it? Oh no. Okay, these guys here, the gradiated multi-stone. Okay, that should have been in the lineup after the pre-night. These are really, really nice. Because sometimes I get nervous around bead strands that have like different colors, because I think I'm not going to be able to make anything cool with them. But this, oh my gosh, look how pretty that turned out. And the interesting thing is this is a slight variation on today's lesson, because on today's lesson I have this this part's longer, and then it's got beads on the outside, and it's macrame. But this is a little bit different, but that's what's so cool. You could take one basic technique and just change it into something else. But these are the gradiated multi-stone energy prism faceted. And I think I got the inspiration because over this week I got together with my friend Tammy, and you know how we all like to look at each other's stuff. So she had a bracelet that had these multi-colors in it. She said it was a chakra bracelet. I'm like, that is such a good idea. And when I saw this, I guess it was supposed to make it, it's got the energy prism, which is, it basically along the lines of like a chakra, a bracelet or necklace. Even though I looked up the chakras, and there are like 7 colors to it. And I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I had 6 of them, but I don't know which, I better find out which, like chakra I don't have there, because I can get into some trouble. Anyway, we're going to do the customer show, which I love. So here are the things that you guys sent in. I love it. Okay, first up, we have Laura Lee, Florida. And I think gold and lapis like go together like no other. And this is beautiful. I love the stacking. Oh my goodness. And the one with the flower. Are those little tiny knots? Ooh, I love the little knots. And I don't know if these are adjustable, but I do love anything that is that you can layer, or that's adjustable, so that way you can like tweak the layers. And then next we have a Sabine, Germany. Oh, okay. I say wow because I have never been able to successfully do a snake knot with wax cord, and look at this. She did it. So I'm going to go back and try it. And plus the 2 colors. Oh, that's so creative. I think I don't know. Have I? No. I got to think about that. I don't know that I've ever tried it with 2 colors, but I'm going to give it a shot because I think this is stunning. And here's a close-up of it. Oh my gosh. It's just like unbelievable. Beautiful. And then next we have Michelle, Texas. Okay, this, the necklace on the right, snake knot, it's perfect. And you said it was like your first time, or I don't know, but it looks like you've been doing it for quite a while because it looks perfect. And I like the way you did like the knotting around the star, like for the loop closure. I've never done that, and I think it looks really cool. And then the other bracelet, I think it's macrame. It's got like the green, the yellow, and the blue. Very, very nice. And I like that button. I recognize it. I think it's from JTV, right? And then let's see, next we have Nana, Scotland. I love this necklace. It's so summery. And the beads in between, they have like that AB coating. I think they call it Aurora Borealis to give it like a little extra sparkle. And let's see, it says Lover's Knot crochet necklace with mother of pearl beads and toggle clasp. Beautiful. And then next, okay, here is it's the necklace, I mean, the bracelet that's being made from before, but it's stacked with another one, which I have the single shot like further down, but I like this. Look at the little dangle and those beautiful, the beads. It looks like the sea glass, the hot pink, and oh my gosh, I think it's just gorgeous. And then next, Paula, California, she was telling me that she bought these beads at a thrift store, but it was like another piece of jewelry, and she upcycled it, which is something that I love doing. Every time I go to a thrift store, the first thing I look at is like the jewelry to see if there's anything that I can like upcycle. And I always find like really just new things that are broken, things that, you know, that are outdated and could use like an update on the style. So that's really a lot of fun. So thank you for sharing that, Paula. Very, very nice. Laura Lee, Florida. Oh my goodness. Okay, here's the scarab necklace with the blue and the lapis and the gold. But look at this one on the right. It's got like is that one silver? I mean, we have a little video here of that necklace. This is the gold one. So look how pretty that looks. So it's got like the color combination. I mean, and just by itself, it's just like stunning because of just the colors. Lapis and gold, very nice. But oh, look at the one on the right. I need that in my life. Oh my God, look at that. Oh, so pretty. And then okay, here's the that other bracelet that Sabine made. Look at that. Just beautiful. Okay, and, oh, wow. That's an interesting braid. Is that a 4-strand braid? That looks like a 4-strand braid, maybe. I don't think I've ever shown a 4-strand braid, but that's what it looks like on the ends. And then it's got the macrame slide knot with that beautiful color of cord. Gold and blue and purple. Oh, so pretty. Look at this. Look at that. Just like eye candy. Beautiful. And then next we have Nana, Scotland. Okay, this is cool. This is a snake knot. Okay, snake knot faux leather bracelet with hand-painted connector. Whoa, you hand-painted that? Oh, it looks like, what's that stone? Oh my gosh, it's a shell, abalone. Looks like abalone to me. And I like the way you put those silver beads along the snake knot. That's cool. Oh, I've never thought to do that because usually I put just regular beads, but that's really cool. That's a cool idea. Huh, I like that. And then last we have Susanna, Louisville, Kentucky. This is a macrame bracelet with the Z beads. And I know that, I don't know, there's a story behind the Z beads. They're supposed to have like eyes or something. But the 2-color macrame, very nice. Bonus points for the moose knots on the end with the dangling beads. Beautiful. Love it. Guys, if you have anything you want to send in, email it to me at theknotty-do-it-all@gmail.com. Okay, I want to repeat that, theknotty-do-it-all@gmail.com. We've got like this little problem on our website because I don't know, some emails, I don't know, they're just like going in different places and we're trying to figure out what the problem is. I see a lot of folks here And I want to say hello to Tess, Gina, Kathy. And I noticed we have somebody new. Let's see where I saw. Okay, hi, Rita. Oh, Rita. Robin, Rita. Rachel. Hello, Rachel. Thanks for joining the show. And I want to just thank you guys, everyone that's here today. But we're going to do this lesson. And I want to mention that we are going to be not knotting with this tool, the Beadalon tin cup knotter, but we're going to do something else with it that's really, really cool. And okay, I'll tell you, when I get to the problem that I had, then you're going to be like, whoa, girl, that is like a cool tip. What I used, you can use either one of the two cords. I used the point. Let's see if this one fits. You know what? I did a couple of things. I mean, the thing is, just try whatever the cords you have that you just want to use. Let me see if this one fits the appetite. I wasn't like, I mean, at the moment right now, I'm not 100% sure, but I might have split it or used the 0.5 because this wax cord comes in two thicknesses. So, okay, yeah. So see, obviously you can see it doesn't fit. Okay, so you need to use either this cord split or the same cord, but in the size 0.5. Okay. What I did here, when I already have it done, was I split this one, which is the waxed cord. And, you know, after you split it and then you give it a good stretch, see how it'll be kinky, like, let's see if we could find kinks here. Yeah, it'll look like this. You know, once you separate it and you're just like, oh, I don't like that. But once you like get a good grip on it and you just like pull it really hard, just like this, it just completely like smooths out. And so I'll tell you how much cord I mean, I think I kind of overdid it. So that's 1 yard. I did 2 yards, so I separated out like 2 yards. But you know, you could use the one for one side for one bracelet and then for another. But like I said, it's probably overkill. But in my world, having more cord is better than having too little. So I took these. Okay, got these and folded it in half. And let's see, I strung on, it was 9 of the Appetite. Unfortunately, guys, it looks like the Appetite is sold out. And I can certainly understand why, because they're so pretty. And if you're not familiar with my leadered needle technique or tip, okay, here's the deal. And I'm surprised I still get a lot of questions from customers as to what is a leadered needle. Okay, it is this is a beading needle. This is a John James size 12. Here it could be, you can use sometimes I use the 15 for like the smaller hole beads, but the point is when you have a fold in your thread like this, sometimes getting it on the bead is really difficult. However, if you put like a fishing line, well, and put it on the bend, it makes a world of difference. And I have, you know, people say, well, just use the large-eyed needle, like, you know, those, you know, you've seen those collapsible. I don't have one here, or do I? Let me check. So in case you don't know what those are, no, that's not quite. But the point is, sometimes the large-eyed needle becomes a problem because it gets like the bead gets stuck right here. But this is the answer to the problem. So leadered needle. You know what, actually, let me put this one aside because I don't want to lose it. And I make them extra long so that way I could reuse them, because I'll just cut off at the knot and then just keep, you know, using it like several times. So I strung on 9 of the Appetite beads, and I'm going to center them on the cord. So let me get them centered here. Okay, good. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my my trusty like back. I'm going to split them about right there, and it doesn't have to be like exact because there's plenty of cord left over. And you guys know that when I do my knotting, I do the backward the method that requires no tools, and I will show you that in case you have never seen it. And I'm sure most of, well, I take that back. I do have like some customers that are still learning about this one. So let me, it kind of takes, let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. Okay, so what I do is you just like hold it and just make an overhand knot. See, it's real like, this is my like simplified version. And the trick is like before you make the knot, just right over the bead, right there, right on the top. That's where you make your knot, and then you pull it towards you. Whoops. Let me see if I can get that in the frame. And then you take the next bead and then you tighten it, and then watch this. Okay, so here's the bead. Just flip it over and under. And then you just pull this towards you. And then you take the next bead and tighten. See that? And you don't need any tools. There is sometimes you will need a knotting awl, and it just depends on the thread. For example, if you're doing this with like leather, you do not need an awl. If it's any kind of cord that doesn't have any twisting in it, I mean, there are exceptions. Like there's the Hawaiian twist cord, and it doesn't need any tools because it's so tightly twisted. But other, I don't even know how to explain it. I think I explain it in depth on the lesson on my website. And then when you get to the last bead, just to make sure it's nice and tight, just tighten it this way. And then you're going to flip it over. So we're going to flip this over and then do the other side. So let's get this here. And let's slide it down. Whoops, right there. I want to know down below, you guys do, you do not this way. That sounds kind of weird. When you knot beads and pearls, you use this technique. Because it's so fast. I mean, once you learn how to do it, you can, I mean, I know I've said this before, but I can do 100 in 10 minutes. So if you think about that, and you guys make jewelry for a living, and you're going to make a mala necklace, time is money. And if you can make something quicker, then that means, you know, less time. You know, that means you could just make more stuff and more money. That's what I'm trying to say. Because it's just, and plus another thing that, oh, this is the best part. It makes prototyping like effortless. Because a lot of times, I mean, just even yesterday, someone did mention down in the comments with the pre-night that a mint green cord would look good. And I did try a green, but I think it was like kiwi. I mean, I made the whole bracelet, but I ended up not liking it. But it only took me like 2 minutes to make. I mean, because, I mean, look right now, I mean, I'm almost finished. Let me see, which one was it? Yeah, I ended up, I'll show you what I ended up doing with the pre-night. I ended up using like a gold because I wanted to keep the glow. Because it was very interesting because I put black thread at first and it just really like dimmed the lights. I don't know how to explain it, but that's what happened. So at this point, you've knotted this part. However, optional, if you could always add like a pendant in the middle, but you'd have to add that in before you do your knotting. So when I did this one, you know, I strung these beads on, and then I put this one, and then I strung these, but I did put 2 knots in between just so it didn't look weird, because I don't know, just kind of look strange, like if this thing was on a knot. So very, very pretty. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, which I've already done here, is that you're going to like string your beads on, your little beads that are going to go on the outside here onto the cord. So let me move this aside because I already like did that because it took a while because you know, they're little like tiny beads and it took a long time. However, what I did do, only because, you know, the bead holes are big. I mean, on the little tiny ones, I mean, I'm going to have to admit that I did have to do them one at a time, which are these guys. And it took a long time because I couldn't, a doubled cord wouldn't fit. But you could always like take your leadered needle and let me just demonstrate because I really want to reinforce the how cool and useful the leadered needle is. So let's say you need to put the beads on this side, and you know, you've got those little kinks going, and that could be a problem. So problem solved. So you just put a leadered needle on these guys, and then what I did was I strung on like a few beads, just, you know, just, I'm just going to do a couple here. 1, 2, 3. See that? And then it just goes like onto the cord, and then you just remove the leadered needle, and then your beads are just like instantly like on. It's just really speeds things up. So when I say I use these a lot, guys, I mean it. I mean, I've got like a magnetic board here with just tons of them. So when I need them, I just go grab them. Okay, the cool tip. Okay, so when I make these, my target length is usually 6 inches because that's my wrist size. But since it's adjustable, and if you sell these, it'll fit a variety of wrists. So if you want to make it longer, you can do that. So this is what it, you know, looks like. But I'm going to show you. This is the cool tip of the day. All right, so, oh no, did I forget to put the rings on? All right, well, you know what I did, but before you string these on, you want to put your rings, and the reason is because well, it depends. I had used these little teeny weeny itty bitty rings, and I forgot to put them on before I put these beads the first time, and they didn't fit. So I'm going to switch over to a larger ring. So let me grab a couple of hang on, let me get a couple of 6mm rings. That's another thing. You want to make sure that the beads that you put on the outside, don't make this mistake that I made, but it's easily fixed. I think I'm just gonna have to like use a bigger sized ring, no problem. Okay, so let's get these on. And all right, so we got that. Okay, and oh no, see that was the problem. No, go. I'll get them through, guys. Just hang on a second. We're just gonna have to do them like a little bit at a time. See, if you put that ring on, it'll spare you this trouble. So let me. Uh-oh, Siri thinks I'm not talking to you, Siri. Siri's going like, huh? Did I say hey Siri? No, I did not. Okay. Okay, so now, since I did mention the target, my target's going to be 6 inches. So you want to measure the bead, this part right here. So this is ooh, right at 2.5. Okay, so what? Excuse me. Guys, let me get a drink of water, guys. Hang on a second. My gosh. Excuse me. Okay, so let's go to the calculator. Where's my calculator? And I don't trust myself, so I'm going to go 6 minus, what was that? 2.5? 2.5. 6 minus 2.5. Okay, so 3.5. So that means I need to take that number and divide it by 2. 1.75 inches. So each of these sides here, this is 1.75, 1.75, and then this part. But I'm also leaving a little bit for the slide knot that I'm going to put on the end. So I've, you know, like maybe, so I don't want it to fit like this. In other words, I know that's going to drape a little bit. So the trick is you take this guy, all right, and you're going to space it a 1.75 inches. And the what happened was, I think it was on this one, you know, I kind of thought, oh, I'll just like match them up, like eyeball it. One second, guys. My assistant is bringing me some water. Thank you very much. Thanks. Let me put this here. Okay, so what ended up happening, what was it, this one or this one? I was so bummed out. No, it wasn't this one. It was this one. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, because the spacing was a little, I mean, like, even if it's a smidgen off and because you're using such tiny beads, if your spacing is even like a little bit off, it's not going to be even. And I was so bummed out because one side ended up having just 9 beads and the other side 10. I thought maybe I could use this to get a really, like, I don't know, like a good solid, like, spacing thing. So let me show you what I did. So we're going to move this, we're going to space this 1.75 inches. Let me get back to my comments, guys, because I want to see what you guys are, if you have any questions. 1 second. Hang on, let's see. Okay. So I'm going to space this 1.75 inches. Let's do that. Okay. Oh, 25 minutes. Okay. Okay. What did I say? 1.75. And I'm going to use this part right here to like eyeball it right there. Okay. Screw this down. Okay, I'm going to crank that down. Then from here, it'll go pretty quick. Okay, so what you do is you put the, let's get a couple of the little tiny clips because we're going to need these guys here. Okay, so put the ring. Let's see, how do I do this? Oh yeah, this is so cool. So put the ring on here like that. And then see, you put see how I'm putting the knot, is that in focus? See how I'm doing that? And then and that's just to, oh my goodness, this thing is not wanting to stay focused. Does that, and make sure that this is straight. Just, you know, you look at it and you're like, boop, that's straight. It's nice and tight. I mean, you cannot get like a more precise, like, thing than that. It's accounting for the ring. It's like nice and tight. So you just want to like hold it there for a second, grab it right here just to keep, oh my goodness, hang on, okay, hold it. And then I'm going to take a couple of these little clips because I need it to like hold, because we're going to transfer it over to the Knotty-Do-It-All. So I'm going to clip this here and then this side here, right there. Okay. So that's good. That's going to keep these from moving. So I'm going to gently take this off and let's get it on the board. And I have another tip, like, you know, the nice thing about this board, it doesn't matter what direction. Let's go diagonal. Why not? We can do that. No problem. Okay. So when you, let me move all this stuff. Let's get it nice and on there. Okay, so what I did, oh, Oh no, oh, I don't want to move this. Because we need to take these cords here. Wait, let me make sure it's nice and like super like straight, and that's not going to move. So you want to pull this one here. Wait, let me hang on. You just want to make sure that this is nice and like the word like taut. And then put a clip in here just so it doesn't move. Nice and super tight. Perfect. And I'm going to like scoot a couple of these beads down here. Let's take this off and then this one. Okay. And I'm going to go top, bottom, top, bottom. So I'm going to like do a couple of macrames without the beads. So I'm going to go top right there. And then right when I get to the clip, I'm going to like kind of tighten it. And then I'm going to do a bottom before I remove the clip, only in that I really don't want that thing to budge. Top, okay, right there. See, so for this option, what I did was I folded the same cord over, and then I'm going to macrame back. So that's a top, bottom, and then a top, bottom. And I'll give you a couple of like tips. If you are using, like, let's say, like on this one, for example, this cord that I used for the knotting, it wasn't exactly suitable for this backward macrame. So when you do come back, you can use a different stringing material. And usually I use like anything that's like waxed. So I'm gonna like slide a bead down. And I know a lot of you use this because I've seen it in a lot of your work where, you know, you put the beads on the outside. So I am going to show you just how to do that. And I always do it. So I go, I think, okay, let's see, am I focused? Okay. So that's top, bottom. And then before I do the next top, that's when I put the beads down. So I'm going to slide these down. And that's because it's kind of hard to slide the beads upward from the bottom. So kind of gravity like does its thing. So there's top and bottom. And one nice thing about having the beads on the outside, which, you know, is really important, especially because this macrame section that you're adding in serves two functions. Number one, it's decorative and it looks pretty, but the other thing that it's doing, it's like keeping the bracelet together, so you can do it a little bit tighter than you normally would with macrame, because usually when you're macrameing round beads, you have to be a little bit careful on that first knot, otherwise the cords, if they're too tight, will kind of like fold and wrap around the bead. But this one, since there are no beads in the middle, you could do it a little bit tighter. So it just makes a huge difference. So I'm going to kind of like speed this up here. Oh my goodness. So, but I've got it covered. So you do this on that side, just like that, top and bottom. And if you want, you could like change up the spacing. You could do top, bottom, top. I mean, the sky's the limit. You could do double spacing. I think it's on one of them I did double spacing. Oh my gosh. Hang on, guys. Something's falling apart here. Okay. Okay, so there's a top and then a bottom. Okay, so you just keep going until you get to the end, and then you do the same thing on the other side. So let me. You guys all do that, right? Top and bottom. Oh, yeah. Okay. Uh-oh, I think I forgot to. Oh no. Yeah, Lynn, you can do that. Yeah, there's so many like really cool. Oh, Tess is leaving the building. Yeah, there's so many different ways you can do this. It's just incredible. So top, bottom, and you could actually, I mean, if you want, you could like, I don't know, man. There's just so many like variations of like change up the spacing. You could change the different color beads. So that's how this is done. So let me just, oops. And then you just keep going. It's very, so the knotting was real easy in the middle. Yeah, let's keep going. And then we'll get to the finishing of the bracelet. So there's top, bottom. And basically, you know, you just keep going until you get to the end of the bracelet. And then after you've completed both sides, you'll have, you know, your piece will look like this. So we're going to, boom, do this side, do the other side, and we'll finish this. And I know you guys know what I'm going to do because that's what I always like do the crisscross with the macrame slide knot. But on this one, I did something just a little bit different. So I'm going to use the 0.5, but I'm going to make it a little bit longer. So let me get my 0.5 faux leather. So I'm going to need a pin and a clip an inch apart, right there, right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this off the spool. So I'm going to put my faux leather in. I'm going to measure out 8 inches because for some reason it just works when you're working off the spool. Just 8 inches. And I'm going to make a moose knot. And when I, on this one, why is this not focusing? Oh, okay, there it goes. When I do the moose knot on the end here, I don't do a triple, I just do like a double. So there's one, so, and then I'm going to go through the end here. Okay, so let's do this. And don't forget, guys, if you if it's your first purchase, you get $40 of Brilliant Cash. So if you buy anything, your next purchase, you'll get it's for new customers. And also, if it's your birthday month, you get $30 in Brilliant Cash. So check it out, because I totally forgot in April that it was my birth month. Actually, it sounds kind of, no, I didn't forget it was my birth month. I forgot that I had Brilliant Cash. Birth, God, that sounds so crazy. Yeah, I think I'm losing it. I need Prevagen. But anyway, but check it out. And you can use it towards the purchase of anything. I mean, they got some good stuff. I mean, I ordered with my Brilliant Cash, I ordered, what did I get? I don't know. I think a tube cutter. And this was cool. I love it. I love that tube cutter. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but at least I can cut tubes now. Okay, so they're nice and snug. Done. And, so let's see. I am going to do a coil knot. So I'm going to crisscross these over. And these are extra long for a reason. Okay, in case you don't know this, because I know that, you know, sometimes people are like, oh, yeah, I know you said that like 1,000 times, but I didn't get it. Okay, we're going to make a coil knot, okay? And the reason I leave these long is because when you make a coil knot, you don't want to tap the ends. And I don't know if this is going to address a question that I got this morning, because I did get an email from a customer that said that their coil knots are scratchy. And I think I might know why, but I'm not sure. Let's find out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go 5. Why not? Let's go 5. 5 times around. I'm going to put my finger underneath. Just, you know, plenty of space. And one end goes in one way, the other end goes in the other way. So this is this way. And this one goes that way. Whoops, hang on. Go, 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 go there. Whoa, perfect. So I'm gonna, when you do this knot, just kind of like, before you like really like crank it down, just kind of like go like this. See that? What it does is it redistributes the tension, because sometimes the middle loop can kind of like stick up more than the others, but this is how you fix it. Just kind of give it a little like rub and then tighten and then do this again and then tighten. Okay. Really important. Tie a knot at the end of these because it's going to let you know which ones you need to trim and melt. Okay. So there we go. Let's take this off. Now we are going to slide it down as far as you can without like it coming off. Okay, so let's open this up. Let's slide this one down. And the reason I do that, I'll tell you in a minute. Okay, because remember the ones, the coil knot. Okay, it's this one and this one. Okay, those two. We need to trim them and then melt them into balls. And normally, I mean, in most cases, when I do this specific knot, I tap the end down. But for this particular application, you do not want to tap it down. You need to leave it round. Because if you tap on it, it's going to produce a sharp edge and that will become very scratchy. And so I'm going to come in here. Whoops. Trim. I'm going to fluff it out because fluffing makes it melt faster, which means less chance of anything getting ruined. Okay, let me, ooh, do I have a lighter here? Okay. Okay. So you're going to fluff it out and just real quick. See, don't, and it should produce a smooth, round ball. And when oh my gosh, I have to like, because I'm so much in the habit of going, boom. Every time I make one of these on these, I literally like have to like look away, distract myself, do something rather than, because I just like totally want to do that. But it, so right now it should be nice and smooth. So, I hope that answers, if you're the customer that sent in the question today, I hope that answers the question. So fluffing it out helps. Fluff it. And just quickly. And you'll notice that you're like, if it sticks out a little bit and you notice that you're like, ooh, I didn't do it enough. Just when you start opening and closing it, they're gonna tighten up. So if, let's say, watch this. See, that one looks like it's sticking out a little tiny bit. So you just open and close it a couple of times. And what it does is it equalizes the tension inside and close it. Let's see. See that? Now it's, see how now it's nice and it's close to the knot. There's no little tiny gap. So these little melt balls, that is what keeps this from coming apart. Okay, so, and oh, this really cool thing. Ooh, I like this. And this is really, oh, this is so helpful, especially if you make a lot of bracelets for sale. You need to put them on cards or stands, or, you know, you just, when you like want to make a ton of bracelets for yourself, like moi. This is you have to open up this bracelet so you can put your stop knots and then do the endings. And I got it like the quick thing. I already know that for me, just imagine, okay, let's say you have a bunch of bracelets you need like for your display. Just space these 4 inches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. And let's say you've got all these bracelets that you made and they're all just like, you know, You want them to all be even, like, so what I do is I put them like on the, maybe it's 3, hang on, 1, 2, maybe it's 3 inches. So just put them on like 2 pegs, tighten it, take it off. The next one, put it on the 2 pegs, tighten, take it off. See, so all of them already like perfect. You don't have to mess with the slide knot or any of that stuff. But for slide knot placement, so what I do is I like, okay, I could go a little bit smaller because I like to go just enough to get it on, like, okay, so right there. Okay, so my number is, let's see. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3.5. So if I make myself any bracelet whatsoever, I just come in here, tighten it, slide the knot over to center it. See that? And it'll be perfect every single time. So I just pop this off. And then over here, I'm going to put the stop knot. And what that does is it keeps the knot from opening up more than it needs to. So I'm going to tighten this one. And then this one, and you could do this with like any of the beads on today's show, because I like, oh no, not that one. I went crazy with these. I did every one of them. I did like every single strand I made something with. And if you want to get it like close, you could just put it on a peg like this and just, it doesn't have to be like, just close enough. And what I actually did on the ends, because the faux leather, it fit these little tiny beads. I put the faux leather. I put like an apatite bead because it actually fit. So these are pretty good size holes. Okay, so that it kind of like fluffed out on the end, but my my tip for dealing with that kind of thing is to kind of heat harden the end. Let's do it. Uh-oh. I think I might have overdone it. Actually, that's a miracle. That actually turned out really good. So let's get this on. See that? Isn't that crazy how that worked? So when you think there's no way that you can get the bead on, don't give up. So I'm going to do this side and this side. And then what I did with both of them, I got just a couple of minutes left. See, I tied a knot here, just like this. And let me just stick it on a post right here and tighten it. And boom. And then I trimmed this part off. And see, this one here, I am going to like tap it down, okay? I wish this would stay focused. Okay, so this one here, like kind of blow, don't touch, let it cool off just for like 4 seconds, and then tap it down. And then it should be nice and smooth. And then, well, let's see if we could quickly get the other side done. Let's do this one here. And these are really cute. Oh my goodness. And stacker bracelets. I'm so bummed out that the apatite is like not available, but you know what? These guys are really pretty. And you know what? They have a really, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? The vibe was, what do I want to call it? I don't know, Art Nuevo or whatever they call that. I don't know. It's just something about the cut. It reminded me of that movie, the Great Gatsby. What? Guys, I can't talk today. Great. I can't even remember that. I'm not going to even say it. Forget it. I know someone down there will know what movie I'm talking about. Okay, so, ooh, let's cut it. Love it. Oh my God, how much time do I have left? Uh-oh. Let me see. 30 seconds. Ooh. The Great Gatsby. That's it. Okay. So it's done and it's perfect. So I'm going to put this on and I'm going to wear it today because, see, and it doesn't, and the nice thing about, you know, finding the measurement for you is that these things, because my friend Tammy does not like big dangles, so it's just like perfect. Anyway, so that's how you make these. And if you've never like actually like macrame towards the beads, that's another like a little skill set that you have. And another thing is, don't forget that you can do is use a different color thread like I did. Oh, well, not this one. Where is it? I think on this one. I used a different color. I used the black to do the macrame. Anyway, guys, it is 11 o'clock. It's time for me to go. Thank you so much for joining the show, and I will see you next week. Bye.